John McKim Memorial High School soccer game. John McKim was a former Freehold Boro player who was tragically killed this past summer in a car accident, and the players of Freehold Boro and Freehold Township have gotten together to put this game on, and Joe has two special guests that he'd like to speak with right now.
With me, I have Brian Grohl of Freehold Boro, who was a teammate of John's, and Mark Kriegel of Freehold Township, who played against him and with him in traveling team competition. Brian, you played with John for a number of years. Tell us a little something about John and about this game and its special importance to your players tonight.
John was a special person to the team. He was a good player. He played fullback for the team for 3 years. And he has a certain closeness to each player for the team. Each player remembers him in a certain way and would like to play a hard game for him out here. And it's kind of a tribute from the team to play two fine teams in a good game like this.
Okay. Mark, tell us a little something about your association with John and how this game came about.
Well, yeah, I started playing with him when I was younger in the Freehold League, and it was a good friend of mine, and everyone who knew him wanted to remember him some way, so we decided to have this game for him so we could remember him for, the years after, by winning the trophy, and we thought it would be a good thing to do, so that's what we have now.
A number of you guys played with him throughout the years. How many boys were actually involved in the getting together of this game?
Probably about 5, I think, between the both schools. There was mostly the players that had played with them on the traveling teams along with the high school teams that got together and collected the money from other players to, get the trophy.
Okay, we think it's a great idea. It's a great tribute to you boys and your teammates to be able to put something like this together, and we wish both of you the best of luck in tonight's match. Thank you very much.
So it's Freehold Township at 16-1, Freehold Boro at 13-5 in this TV 34 high school soccer match. Should be a great one. Stay tuned. Joe and I will be right back with all the action right after this.
And representative former alumni, his older brother Kevin and Philomena Finn. Let's have a nice hand for them. Senior Ray Flood, his mom and dad, Ray and Joyce Flood. Senior Michael King and Bob and Rosemarie King. And let's have a hand for Quee Nian. Or Quee. Our next senior, Doug Patmore and Mel and Elizabeth Patmore. Senior Bill Reeves and Henry and Mary Reeves. Senior Greg Shapiro, Mr. Jay Shapiro. And finally, our co-captains, Senior Mark Kriegel, and Roger and Geraldine Kriegel. Senior John Duffy, and Mom and Dad John and Geraldine Duffy. And finally, Grant Pearson and Carl and Toby Pearson. Let's have a nice hand for all the senior Freehold Township varsity soccer players and their representatives here tonight.
So that's the introduction of all the Freehold Township Patriots senior players and their parents or representatives. As we mentioned, Joe, the John McKim Memorial High School soccer match. You mentioned before in talking to some of the players down on the field that real credit to the players. It's nice to see some positive things coming out of the youth. Too often all we hear about are the negative things.
I'll tell you, Bob, it really is a great thing. These kids, it's been a fantastic idea they've had. I'm sure they're very happy to see their ideas realized here for a real match.
I'd like to introduce this time.
And let's go back to Dave Warner and a special presentation
Of the Freehold Boro Colonials soccer team, Mr. Harold Moses.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Twp, Coach Tutzauer, Coach Kunert, and myself, and both teams would like to welcome you to the first annual John McKim Memorial Soccer Game. This is not a sad occasion, but rather a celebration of that competitive spirit that was John McKim. For those of you who did not know John, or for those of you who only knew him off the field, let me explain. And for those of you who knew him as a teammate or opponent, please bear with me. Exactly 1 year ago, my team was engaged in a rough Monmouth County tournament soccer game. At least 6 times during the match, John made defensive plays by literally sacrificing his body to stop his opponent. 3 times the game was stopped to carry John off the field, and 3 times he returned to the game. At the end of the match, John was taken to the Freehold Hospital with strained knee ligaments and a possible concussion. The next morning at practice, just as I was explaining to my team that we had lost Johnny for the season, there he was, limping up Route 79, soccer spikes over his shoulder, and a big smile on his face, eager to tell his teammates that he would be ready for the next game, and ready he was. That dedication to this game, soccer, is what we celebrate here tonight, and every time Freehold Boro plays Freehold Township in the Memorial Game. On the table at midfield is the John McKim Memorial Trophy that was paid for in full by all the players from both teams. We ask that at the end of the game, you remain in the stands as Mr. and Mrs. McKim will present the trophy to the winning team. I would like to ask all of you to join both teams and coaches in a moment of silence in the memory of John. Thank you. And as inscribed on the trophy, the spirit lives on. Enjoy the game.
That was Coach Heshie Moses of Freehold Boro speaking over the PA system up in the booth. That's why we couldn't get a shot of him in a very emotional moment, Joe, right now. And obviously the people of Freehold Township very much affected by not only the play, but the personality of John McKim.
He was a very special player, Bob. He meant a lot to Freehold Boro soccer as a member of the high school team, but also to Freehold soccer as well, as he was a member of the traveling team, participated with the boys on Freehold Township's team as well as Freehold Boro's, and was a very special boy in all their minds.
Okay, so we do have a soccer match to play tonight. Freehold Township taking on Freehold Boro, and there you see the number 2 on the arm of the Duffy boy from Freehold Township, and obviously commemorative of the number that John wore.
Well, the boys that played with John on the Freehold traveling team are wearing the number 2, which was John's number that he wore with their traveling team. There's only 4 or 5 boys. You see John Duffy, Kenny Finn, Brian Grohl, we had up here before. They're all wearing John's number as a commemorative type of thing in John's memory.
And that was Coach Heshie Moses you saw jogging across the field over to his team. And I don't think really there's anything that either coach will have to say to their team tonight to psych them up for this one.
No, I'm sure there isn't, Bob.
And let's pick up the starting lineups now for tonight's match.
Back, number 8, Jim Coleman. Stopper, number 1, Rich Gorinsky. Fullback, number 11, Tom Howe. Fullback, number 14, John Bubel. Halfback, number 15, Brian Grohl. Halfback, number 5, Steve Cook. Halfback, number 7, Ted Burke. And the forwards, number 9, Steve Kinder. Number 2, Pat Preston. And number 10, Billy Tully. And the rest of the Freehold Boro team. For the Patriots, starting in goal, Grant Pearson. In the backfield, Mark Kriegel. Greg Shapiro. Doug Patmore. And Andy Booth. At halfback, John Duffy. Kenny Finn. Ray Flood. And starting up front, Todd Zimmerman. Corey Schnebel. And Craig Schnebel. And the rest of the Freehold Township Patriot soccer team, coached by Mr. Bill Twp.
And that's Bill DePep right there. Joe, very cold night, windy out here. Conditions certainly could be a factor also in the match.
Well, the field seems to be in very good condition, Bob. It's not soft or muddy in any way. It's a very dry night. The wind may be a slight factor, but it seems to be blowing across the field, not from end to end. And the coldness, there's nothing much either team can do about it. They're both going to have to deal with it. I don't think it'll have any adverse effect on either one of these teams, really, Bob.
Well, time will tell. Both teams having very successful seasons. The Colonials of Freehold Boro with 13-5. Freehold Township Patriots 17-1. One of the top teams in the state of New Jersey.
A very fine team. Two very fine teams, actually, Bob. Freehold Township having perhaps their best year ever. Bill DePep's done a great job with them in his, I believe, third year as a head man at Freehold Township. They've really come on strong this year. They looked very impressive in our last broadcast of them against CBA. They were able to beat CBA's Colts 4-1 with Corey Schnebel scoring 3 goals for us within a span of 8 minutes. They used the field very well. John Duffy, very strong for them in midfield. Kenny Finn, an experienced midfielder. Both Schnebels up front on the 2 wing spots, Corey and Craig, that is. And in the middle, Todd Zimmerman doing a great job. Freehold Boro has some very strong players. Tom Howe's been around for quite a while. Brian Grohl, who we talked to before the game, has been a captain, a very good player for Freehold Boro for a number of years. So these are the players to look for in tonight's match.
Okay, right now you can see the referees, Bill McCrowan and Art Oberg, talking to the captains, instructing them as to the type of ball game they expect. They'll flip the coin, and then the game will start. So while we have a slight delay here, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back right after this. Freehold Township, the Patriots take the field now to take on the Colonials of Freehold Boro. Freehold Boro and Freehold Township, natural rivalry, and from tonight on they'll be playing the John McKim Memorial Game anytime these two teams get together, and we've talked about it before, but really a great thing, and we're looking forward to an outstanding match. It'll be Freehold Boro kicking off, Freehold Township wearing the white. That's number 4, Kenny Finn, waiting for the kickoff to take place. Goalkeepers for tonight's match, Grant Pearson will be in the nets for Freehold Township, and David Barry will be in the nets for Freehold Boro. Obviously, 2 very important guys who we're going to have some pressure on them tonight, and goalkeeping always very important.
Bernie told me to read that announcement especially loud.
Yes, it is, Bob. Both goalkeepers, experienced, good goalies. Grant Pearson, very highly thought of. Dave Barry, also outstanding in his own right. They'll be very important guys in the outcome of tonight's game.
And the match has started now. So it's Freehold Township in control right now. He plays a good ball through and cleared away. It'll be a throw in now for Freehold Township on the far side of the field. And knocked across inside the box, off the line.
Dave Barry.
Here's David Barry making the save. And Barry with his first punt of the evening. Knocked forward in the midfield area now. Freehold Township wearing the white. Freehold Boro in the dark blue. And they play it back to the goalkeeper, Grant Pearson. And here comes the Patriots now on the attack. They bring it out slowly, played forward. Patriots move it up the right side. And that one's cleared away that time by Rich Skarunsky. And that time turning it upfield for the Boro, Billy Tully, number 10. And they play it back now. Tom Howe inside the box in the right-hand corner, knocked across. There's a shot. Weakly taken, not hit completely, and off the line was David Barry. We apologize, you don't have an echo on your TV. We have our PA man sitting very closely to us. You may pick up some of his comments as the game goes on.
Zarinsky chips ahead.
And Greg Shapiro knocks it over the touchline. Throw in now for Freehold Boro. Township looks to build, bringing it up slowly. That one blocked. And Joe, we were here a couple weeks ago for the CBA game. Freehold Township in beautiful white uniforms, but pretty tough for us to pick up their numbers from this far away.
Yes, it was, Bob. We had a little difficulty with it that night, but we're a little more familiar with the players tonight after having seen them once. I think you'll see Township using the same type tactics they used in their CBA game. They've had their first chance tonight already, coming from the wing across from one Schnebel to the other. They used the width of the field, as we mentioned, very, very effectively. And they like to use their wings, flight balls in from the outside, very dangerous that way. And I'm sure that's their style, and it's been that way all year.
And some of the Freehold Township players wanted a handball violation on that one, but no call by the referee. Punt taken there by David Barry. And again, the Township trying to keep the ball on the ground. They play it out wide. Headed on there by Craig Schnebel. And turned upfield there by number 14, John Bubel.
John Bubel played that last ball forward for the Boro.
And Andy Booth chases it down, plays it back to Grant Pearson. And there's Grant Pearson with the long punt up to the midfield stripe. Good move that time by Craig Schnebel. And it'll be a throw-in now for Freehold Township. No score, we're in the first period. 16-15 remaining.
Defensive play for Boro.
And trying to knock it across was Craig Schnebel. Mishit it a little bit and missed to the near side. It'll be a goal kick now for the Freehold Boro Colonials.
I think Craig was trying to flight that one back across the middle. He didn't quite get around on it enough and knocked it over the end line for a goal kick.
So it'll be a goal kick now for Freehold Boro. As you see Schnebel retreat to his position. Here comes the goal kick. And be a throw-in now for Freehold Township. Andy Booth throws it on. That's Billy Tully, plays it forward, but knocked away. And now Freehold goes the other way, and they play it all the way back to Grant Pearson. Corey Schnebel played that one back. They get it out now to Booth quickly. Booth up the left side. Plays to the corner. Kenny Finn plays it over there to number 14. That's John Duffy. Chipped inside, and offsides called against Freehold Township. So that'll be an indirect kick for Freehold Boro. 14:50 remaining in the first quarter, no score. Brian Grohl for the Boro. Tries to play it across, intercepted. And they play to the corner now, trying to run it down. And intercepted that time by Freehold Boro. That was number 8 stepping in, Jim Coleman. And a quick throw in now for the Patriots. Craig Schnebel tried to save it, but couldn't quite get to it. Throw in now for Freehold Boro. That's Ted Burke with the throw in down the line. And that's going to be a handball called against Andy Booth. Got a little bit lazy on that one, Joe.
Well, it started to skip by him. Andy got his hand up there, knocked it down, tried to save himself from embarrassment of a breakaway, the ball getting behind him.
And here comes Skorunski's kick. He flights it inside the 18, headed away. Zimmerman plays it forward, settling it down nicely. It's number 10, Craig Schnebel. Gets it over to Duffy. Duffy with a good ball out to the right side. And knocked out of bounds by Tom Howe. It'll be a throw in now for Freehold Township. Duffy again for the Patriots. And Joe, good defense that time by the Freehold Colonials.
But as you saw there, the Boro employed what is known as the offsides trap. They played a ball out of their end. All the defenders rushed forward, and they caught 2 of the Township boys in an offside position when the ball was played back toward them.
And there's Coleman's free kick. Headed away outside to number 10, Craig Schnebel. Duffy heads it on. That's Corey Schnebel on the right side. Schnebel to the 18. Zimmerman with the shot. And an easy save by Barry. Good idea. Zimmerman really didn't get anything on it.
It was a nice bit of teamwork. in moving the ball up the field. Freehold Township, I'm very impressed with the way they use all their players in the attack. They do overlapping of positions. Halfbacks move over as forwards. There's a lot of interchanging of positions. Their team play and teamwork is very impressive, Bob.
And that was a smart play by Mark Kregel as he saw that he had some problems, headed it back to his keeper, Pearson. And here comes Freehold Boro. No, that's number 15, Brian Grohl. And Freehold again brings it out slowly. Move it nicely on the ground. That's John Duffy, number 14. Duffy still in control. Looks inside the box and intercepted. And now the Colonials go the other way. Tried to trap that time, but the Freehold Patriot attackers got back quicker that one. And there's a whistle as a substitution comes into the match. 2 substitutions for Freehold Boro. Will try to pick up their numbers. Number 17 is in the match. That's Bobby Kindar. And it looks like number 4, John Higley, also in the match. But Freehold Township with the ball now. They play it forward. Colonials marking up well.
Freehold Boro is adopting a very defensive stance early on, Bob. They may only be playing a 4-4-2. That is 4 midfielders and 4 defenders. It only appears they have 2 men on the front line. They're dropping a lot of guys deep, trying to prevent any attack by Freehold Township. They're very wary.
And there's a shot. Barry off his line. Well played that time by David Barry as he came off his line and made the save.
Well, Bob, that demonstrates the danger of the offsides trap we talked about earlier. Freehold Boro ran all their defenders forward. The midfielder for Freehold Township dribbled the ball all the way through on his own. As long as there is no pass made, there is no offsides. The man is dribbling the ball toward the goal. Offsides cannot be called until a pass is made. It's one of the most effective ways to beat an offsides trap, and it nearly resulted in a goal for the Township.
And there'll be an offsides now called against Freehold Boro as Rich Skarunsky flighted that one inside the 18, and that time the Freehold Township defense stepped up, and one of the Colonials guilty of an offside violation will be an indirect free kick now for Freehold Township. We're down to 9:53 remaining in the first quarter. No score between Freehold Boro and Freehold Township. And we'll have a throw in at midfield, taken quickly up the line to Zimmerman.
So far, Bob, Freehold Township has had the better of play. They've had 3 real decent scoring opportunities, but Dave Barry has come up big on all 3 saves.
Kenny Finn with the throw-in. And Barry again handles that one easily. David Barry having a fine first quarter. Has been tested, as you mentioned, 3 times. Made the save all 3 times, and we're deadlocked 0-0 in the first quarter. Zimmerman first times it to Duffy. Kenny Finn chips inside. John Duffy now on the left side. Good move, plays it back. Andy Booth mishit that one a little bit. And now ball being knocked around in the midfield area. Neither team able to get control, but Freehold Township comes away with it. And now Freehold Township on the quick counterattack, but they run out of room. It'll be a throw-in for Freehold Township. And Joe, that looks to be the idea of Freehold Boro, really come out and counterattack, and they've looked somewhat dangerous 2 times. They've come away with the counterattacks. Unfortunately, the pass a little bit offline and went out of bounds.
Right, well, I guess they feel that they are slightly undermanned in this match. Township is a very strong team, having a very successful year, so it's really smart tactics on the part of Coach Moses to adopt a counterattacking style here tonight.
A lot of people take that as an admission of inferiority, but it really isn't. Sometimes you really have to do your defensive work in the midfield area and try to stop the other team before they get into the 18, and then turn around and counterattack. Freehold Township very offensive-minded, and as you mentioned, excellent strategy.
Right, Township is a very, very strong offensive team, and you know, you have to be realistic as a coach. You have to look at your team's strengths and the other opponent's strengths and adopt a game plan accordingly. And Boro apparently has made that decision to play a counterattacking style, at least in the first half here anyway.
John Duffy plays it out wide. Coming back for it is Zimmerman.
It's all good, excuse me there, Bob. We saw a good example of the interchanging of positions there. Zimmerman came back deep for the ball, and Kenny Finn just ran over him and assumed his position as the left winger.
And here comes Billy Tully now. And we're having offsides called against Freehold Boro that time.
But as you said, Bob, showing some dangerous moves on that counterattack. One thing that does happen when you adopt a counterattacking style, you have a whole half a field in which to work with. There you saw it. Freehold Boro came forward. They were in a 3-against-2 situation, unable to capitalize due to the offsides. But a lot of room to work with when you try that counterattacking style.
And playing it back to goalkeeper Grant Pearson is number 4, Ken Finn. 6:35 remaining in the first quarter, no score. Grant Pearson getting set for the punt. Lets it fly. And Duffy settles down for Freehold. Plays forward to Zimmerman. And played back there nicely that time by John Bubel. Got it back to his goalkeeper, David Barry. And Barry now with the punt. Flicked on that time by number 17. That was Bobby Kindar. Pass intended that time for Zimmerman, number 21, Todd Zimmerman, but a little bit too long. It'll be a throw-in now for Freehold Boro. And they'll get another throw-in. Good shot that time. I believe it was number 4, Ken Finn. Zimmerman chips it long. And they play it back to goalkeeper Barry. Craig Schnebel trying to get in the way of Barry a little bit. Barry gets the punt off, well over midfield. Headed on that time by Ray Flood. I understand the ball went right through the light. We apologize for that one as our cameraman tilted the camera into the light, so he really hit that one not only far but very high. And Joe, a lot of teams getting lights at the shore, and Freehold Township certainly has a great facility here.
Yes, they do, Bob. Night soccer becoming very popular throughout the state, but more so in the shore area than anywhere else.
So we have a throw-in now for Freehold Boro. That's Billy Tully taking it. Plays it square, settled down that time by Chuck Luchow.
That was John Duffy in midfield. Was able to win that ball from Boro and knock it back to his keeper, Pearson. John, very strong senior midfielder, very composed, always seems to do the right thing with the ball, as he demonstrated there.
And this time it's Chuck Luchow. John Duffy comes away with it, plays it out wide.
Good ball.
Keeping it on is Ken Finn. Finn beats him to the left side, looks to cross. This hits it a little bit and cleared away again. Freehold Boro marking up well. They come out now, that's Brian Grohl. Grohl gets it outside to Jim Coleman. Good build up here by Freehold Boro, but stepping in is Freehold Township. Kregel broke that one up. They play it out wide to Kregel. Steps over it. And a push is going to be called against Billy Tully of Freehold Boro. It'll be a free kick for the Township. Zimmerman flicks it on. Oh, there's a shot. And just mishit a little bit. Easy save by Barry, but a good opportunity for Freehold Township.
What a nice restart for Freehold Township there, Bob. It was played from deep on the right side, flighted into Zimmerman, who flicked it onto Finn. Kenny tried to volley it out of the air. Would have been a great goal had it gone in. He wasn't able to get his whole foot on it and just touched it in the direction of Dave Barry. But a very nice play and well thought of and well constructed.
So there was a foul called against Freehold Township. It'll be a direct free kick for the Borough. 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter, no score.
We have 4 shots early on here for Freehold Township and 4 saves to go along with it for Dave Barry. Freehold Boro has not been able to get a shot at Grant Pearson yet, so he's been relatively quiet back there.
John Duffy guilty of going over the back of the Freehold Boro player. Free kick now for Freehold Boro. Taking the kick, number 14, John Bubel. Knocks that one inside the 18. And a break that time by Freehold Township. Actually, the Freehold Township player knocked it backward, but Pearson came off the line. Skarunsky knocks it across, headed out. And there's a mistake. Here comes Kenny Finn up the left side, and broken up nicely that time by number 8. That's Jim Coleman, came across and took it away from Finn. And you can see Finn very unhappy with himself.
Well, it wasn't as easy as it looked, Bob. He was through. It was a mistake by the defense, but he never really had the ball in his foot. Coleman was in a good position to make the tackle, and make it he did.
So it'll be a throw-in now for the Boro. Teddy Burke with the throw-in, and they'll get another one. And we'll wait till they find the ball to get it back in play.
Here we go.
That's Ted Burke with the throw-in. Headed away easily that time by Kenny Finn. That's Ted Burke again now. Brings the throw backwards this time. Gets it over to number 14, John Bubel. Skarunsky chips to the corner. Good ball. And evidently it was an offside call. Referee Art Oberg making the call.
Yes, that was offsides that time, Bob. We weren't quite sure what the call was, but Art did give us a signal and offsides with the call.
Pearson with the long punt. Under a minute now, 45 seconds remaining in the first period. A tripping foul called against Freehold Township. It'll be a free kick now for the Boro. Skarunsky with the long one. Flicked on and off the line is Pearson. Well played by Grant Pearson. That time came off his line, bearing down on him. Was a Freehold Boro player. We'll try to pick up the number. That was number 10, Billy Tully, right next to him. Had there been any bobble at all, Tully would have been there to put it away, so Pearson showed some good hands on that one.
That ball, the same type play that Freehold Township used, it was flicked on by Brian Grohl. When we say flicked on, we mean he just gets a piece of it on his head, flicks it in the direction of the goal. Tully wasn't able to catch up to it as Pearson was off his line very quickly.
And 5 seconds remain in the first period now. Time will run out. Right now, there's the horn ending the first quarter. No score between the Patriots of Freehold Township and the Colonials of Freehold Boro. And we'll be back with the second quarter of action right after this.
Goal 2-1 for Freehold Boro. And the saves are just the opposite. Grant Pearson for Freehold Township with 1 save. Dave Barry for Boro with 4 saves. And so far, Freehold Township there's the coach of Freehold Township, Bill DePep. His team has had the better of play so far in the first quarter. But after the first 10 minutes, Boro settled into their game plan. It seems they've adopted a counter-attacking style. They've been very successful with it so far. They haven't given up a goal. When you play a counter-attacking style, the longer you can go without surrendering a goal, the better off you are. A team like Freehold Township may get frustrated. They may get knocked out of their style of play, which is possession in midfield, knocking the ball wide, and using wing play. They seem to have lost their composure. They've lost the flow of the play a little bit that they had in the first 10 minutes. So Boro's strategy is working so far.
Okay, the second quarter has begun. And Joe, Freehold Boro came out with the offside trap. Defensive technique, you think that gave the Township any trouble? You think it will give them any further trouble?
Well, they caught Township with it the very first time they tried it, but the second time they tried it, Township was able to beat it and go through for a breakaway on goal. So since the second time they've tried it and Township's success with it, they haven't tried it since. So it remains to be seen whether they will use the offside trap as a defensive weapon as the game goes on.
Okay, Freehold Boro putting some pressure on the Township now, but there's a throw in now for Freehold Township. And evidently that was number 8, Ray Flood, dribbling the ball over the sideline. Quick throw in now for the Boro. Inside the box, that's number 15, Brian Grohl. And it looks like we'll have a goal kick coming up. Referee McCrowan signals goal kick. So Freehold Township will set it up.
Kroll made a good run through from the midfield area, a quick throw in from the side. And Doug Patmore was over quickly from his sweeper position to cut off Grohl in his goal-scoring attempt. The ball apparently went off Brian Grohl out of bounds for a goal kick.
And that was Howe volleying that one out of the air, but out of touch. Throw in now for Freehold Township. They bring it back this time. Township plays it to the corner. Intercepting that one is Corey Schnebel. Schnebel chips to the left corner. And we'll have a throw-in, I believe. It'll be a throw-in now for Freehold Boro. Skarunsky with the ball. Here comes Freehold Township. Now there's a shot taken and a save by Barry.
John Duffy intercepted the ball in midfield there, came forward, let a shot fly from about 35 yards out, but he didn't get very much on it. Easy save there for Barry.
Chipped on towards Zimmerman. And there's a push foul called now there against Freehold Township. Number 8, Jim Coleman, was taken down. Throw in now for Freehold Township. And the ball goes out of touch again. Another throw in. Neither team able to really mount too much of an attack. Screened away nicely that time by Pat Preston of the Boro. Plays to the corner. Too far, and now we'll have a throw in going the other way.
Neither team able to generate any kind of attack here in the opening minutes of the second quarter. We've had a succession of throw-ins here, Bob.
And another whistle. This time will be a foul called against Freehold Township. It'll be a direct free kick for the Boro. Skarunsky to take the kick. Chips it inside the box. Headed away. Zimmerman comes back now for Freehold Township. Plays it forward. And intercepted that time by John Bubel.
That was a good defensive play by John. He stepped up. Rather than just knocking the ball away one time, he trapped it down, carried it forward, and started the attack for the Boro.
And we had a foul called against Freehold Township. Pushing violation will be another free kick. Skarunsky again to take it. And this time they play it short to the corner. Skarunsky intercepts, knocks it across. In front. And a good defensive play. Here comes a shot and a save. Shot taken that time by Pat Preston. Stepped up and volleyed it, and Pearson right there to make the save.
Preston took that shot very well, Bob. Right out of the air, a right-footed volley. Hit it right on goal. Unfortunately for him, it was right at Pearson. Brian Grohl, looks very dangerous in the air for Boro. Anytime they have any restarts, they try to play to Brian Grohl's head. He's been able to get his head on 2 or 3 of those, and it could be trouble for Township before the night's over.
Patriots putting on pressure now. And coming away to knock it out of bounds is number 11, Tom Howe. It'll be a corner kick for the Patriots. Goalkeeper David Barry sets up in the net, along with number 10, Billy Tully, and number 8, that's Jim Coleman. Here comes the corner. Low across. Now we're going to have a push called against Freehold Township. And that was a dangerous ball. That hard low cross can cause some problems.
Yes, it was, Bob. They elected to play to the near post, a low drive.
Knocked across again, intercepted. And that time Billy Tully mistrapped. It'll be a throw in now for the Patriots.
As we were saying, they played a low drive on that corner to the near post. It came to the feet of a Township player, but a foul was called in an area where you don't want to commit any fouls, as we've said many times before on these broadcasts.
Duffy with a tricky little move, flicked it up in the air and volleyed it well over the top. 13:55 remaining in the first half. No score between the Colonials of Freehold Boro and the Patriots of Freehold Township. Goal kick now for Freehold Boro. Duffy with the header. And smartly played back to David Barry.
Freehold Township has gotten away from using the width of the field as they've so successfully used in the past. They're not getting the wing play that they had earlier, or they're not getting the width. They're not stretching Freehold Boro out in the midfield area. They're not using Finn and Duffy to their full potential.
And a throw in for the Patriots. They play it short. Intended for Zimmerman and intercepted. And here comes Freehold Boro. Now that's number 18. And they knock it about in the midfield area again. It'll be a throw in for Freehold Township. Intercepted that time by number 15, Brian Grohl. There's Duffy on the right side. Duffy one-on-one gets around Howe. Duffy to the right corner, looks inside. Cross low. One time, nicely that time, but a good save. Shot taken by Schnebel, and Barry with the save.
Duffy really showing some creativity on that run, Bob. Put a real nice little move over here on the right side in front of us. Took the ball down to the right wing, crossed it in front, onto the foot of Schnebel. One-timed it, very nicely done. Unfortunately, right at Barry.
There's Duffy again. He's the playmaker for Freehold Township. Duffy with a good ball to the corner.
Excellent ball.
Kenny Finn looks inside. Zimmerman and Barry. And Barry with the save. Zimmerman with some contact, no call.
Dave Barry really taking control in that goal box. He's having a real nice game back there. Finn and Duffy doing some nice little work in midfield, getting that width we just mentioned earlier. And Finn flighted a nice ball into the area, but Barry was able to pick it off.
And Duffy again wins it, but taken away this time. Here comes Preston for the Boro. Chipped inside a little bit too long. Pearson had some trouble with the wind, but handled that one nicely. And Pearson will slow things down a little bit.
See Grant sporting a fancy new hairdo there, Bob.
That's become a popular do, as they say down at the shore.
A couple players from Freehold showing some new do's as compared to the last time we saw them play.
And you just saw a great camera shot by one of our cameramen on that punt.
We're either going to see a verbal warning here, Bob, or a yellow card. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving going on after the ball was blown dead, and I believe one of the Freehold Boro players is going to receive the yellow card.
And coming off the field is number 8 for Freehold Township. That's Ray Flood. He was replaced by Dave Pellin.
No cards were given. Both players were called together, and a little talking to was had to both the players. They were given, say, a verbal warning, told not to cut out the pushing and shoving. Remember what the intention is here. Remember what we're here for. And as a result, we'll have a drop ball rather than a throw-in.
Referee McCrowan drops it. And quick throw in now for the Patriots. Jim Coleman clears it for Freehold Boro. Andy Booth played it forward for the Township. Township in control. Tom Howe with the long clear. Now we're going to have a push called against Duffy of Freehold Township. It'll be a free kick for the Boro. Some of the Patriots unhappy with that one. One of them, number 14, Duffy, as you can see.
Well, John got his hand up a little bit. He didn't really give much of a push to the Boro player. However, he did gain a slight advantage. The referee felt it was too big of an advantage to let go.
There's a good ball out to the right side, Freehold Township. And a push called against number 11, Tom Howe. It was Craig Schnebel on the right side trying to control it, pushed by Howe. Schnebel wearing number 10 in the white gloves. Taking the kick will be number 6, David Pellin. This will be a direct free kick for Freehold Township. 9:22 remaining in the half. Chipped inside the box. Barry misplayed it, came off his line well. And we're back. Zimmerman now inside. And we apologize for that little technical problem. We lost power for a second. I think we have power back. I'm not sure if they heard those pearls of wisdom you were giving out, Joe. I don't think they did.
Pearls of wisdom, eh, Bob? Okay. We have a corner for Freehold Township. They have some good height on their forward line. Some good tall players. They can be very dangerous in the air. Let's see if they can make something out of this corner.
There's an injured player being taken off the field for Freehold Boro. Checking into the match, number 17, Bobby Kinder. And it'll be a corner kick for Freehold Township. Action resumed now. Here's a kick, low in swinger. In front, Zimmerman misses on it. And the Boro clears it away. Dangerous ball, but now Freehold Township still on the attack. And blocked beautifully that time is by John Bubel. He hurled his body at it. It should be a throw-in for Freehold Township, but we have an injured player down.
Now, that was a great scoring opportunity off that corner kick for Freehold Township. The ball was flighted into the middle. Zimmerman did get a piece of it on it, directed it toward the near post, but it was cleared off the line by a defender. So the defensive players playing the post, we didn't catch the number, but he did his job, closed off that post, kept the ball out of his net.
And with 8:30 remaining in the first half, no score. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Back to a very cold Freehold Township High School. You can see one of our fans wrapped up and prepared for tonight's match. Craig Schnebel was the injured player for Freehold Township. They've put him in a car that came by, and let's hope that he's not hurt too seriously.
I guess they're going to take him to the hospital for some precautionary x-rays, Bob. He's a very important cog in Freehold Township's attack, and their whole team, as a matter of fact, and hopefully he'll be able to continue in their tournament bid this year, and it'd be a great blow for Bill DePep's squad if he was not able to play the remainder of the year. So far in this second quarter here, we have 8.5 minutes remaining. Freehold Township has gotten back on track, has pretty much dominated here in the second quarter. They have 2 shots in the second quarter to none for Freehold Boro, and overall 7 shots on goal for Township to 2 for Boro.
So action has started again, and Joe, we understand from Mr. Schnebel, who spoke with our director John Anderson before the match, that in the last match that we covered, Freehold Township CBA, it was not Corey Cole scoring 3. As Zimmerman's going to let one fly, he shoots, and Barry makes the save. But Joe, it wasn't Corey scoring all 3 of those goals. We understand that Craig scored 1, and if that's the case, we stand corrected. We apologize. But at least they're keeping him in the family.
They're keeping it in the family, yes, sir.
And we seem to still be experiencing some power problems. We've had some slight breakups in your picture. We're working on that. We apologize, and we'll try to straighten that out for you as soon as possible.
Freehold Boro just used that offsides trap of theirs again. They were able to catch Township with it, but just moments before that, you saw Zimmerman with a chance on goal as a result of a breakdown in that offsides trap. So they've tried it 4 times. Twice it's worked, twice it's been susceptible, and let's see how it works out from here on in.
And this is Zimmerman now for Freehold Township. Looks for an opening, being forced out to the corner. And taken away by Skarunsky. Good defense that time by Freehold Boro. And that'll be a charging violation against Freehold Township. Things starting to heat up a little bit with 6:45 remaining in the second quarter.
I wish things would heat up a little bit, Bob.
Well, on the field right now, that's Todd Zimmerman, and I don't think he's feeling the cold at all. He's working hard, and his Patriots trying to get on the scoreboard. Freehold Boro doing a good defensive job. They haven't been able to mount too much of an attack, but they've held off the Patriots thus far. They play it back, and a neat move that time by Jim Coleman. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, David Barry. And Barry will punt it up towards midfield.
Conan showing good composure there, Bob. Very smooth, knocked it back to his keeper, under pressure, made it look real easy.
Buble played it forward for Boro, but intercepted by the Township. They get it to Duffy. John Duffy goes towards the right. Duffy looking for the shot, lets it fly, got underneath it, mishit it, and it'll be a goal kick for Freehold Boro.
John with a lot of room to maneuver that time midfield. Carried the ball goalward, let a shot fly with his right foot. Didn't meet it very well. I think he took his head up off the ball, looking to see where goalkeeper Dave Barry was. And when he looked back down, the ball wasn't where he thought it was. He knocked it way wide of the post.
And number 1, Kevin Duffy, just checked into the match for Freehold Township. Booth plays it out wide to number 1, Kevin Duffy.
Nice
Duffy
move
on the
by
left
Duffy.
side. Cuts it back. There's a shot. And he misses wide to the near post.
Kevin Duffy, Bob, jumped right in the game, made his presence felt right away. Put on a nifty little move, beat his man on the left wing, crossed one in front. Shot by Schnebel, went wide of the post.
And you can see the goal kick being taken now by Freehold Boro. 4:55 remaining in the first half. No score between Freehold Township and Freehold Boro. Good 1-2 that time by Freehold Township. Intercepted though by the Boro. And they struggle for control in the midfield area. Intercepted that time by Tom Howe. Howe for the Boro. And intercepted again by Ray Flood now for Freehold Township. Good tight marking by the Boro. Township unable to mount much of an attack. Keeping control in midfield, but they really haven't gotten many good shots off. There's been a couple, but goalkeeper David Barry has risen to the occasion and made the saves for the Boro. And with 4:05 remaining in the first half, there's still no score. And throw in now by Steve Cook for Freehold Boro. Coach Bill DePep surveying the action for the Freehold Township Patriots. Inside opportunity that time by Pat Preston, but he couldn't get it across. Cleared away by the Patriot defense, settled down nicely. That's number 8, Jim Coleman.
Preston was nearly through on that last one, Bob. Had a good move, almost beat his man, tried to draw it back across the middle, but couldn't get it there.
Cook plays it across. Picked up, this is Preston again. Preston looks for time, good move, breaks inside. And a good defensive play that time by the Freehold Township Patriots. And it'll be a, for corner kick for Freehold Boro. Number 2, that's Pat Preston, made the good move inside, and the Patriots again there to make the good defensive play.
Preston showing some good creativity with the ball at his feet. Twice in a row now he showed us some nice dribbling moves. He was able to beat his man, but his cross wasn't able to get inside.
Rich Skarunsky to take the corner kick. Tees it up. And knocks it across. Cleared out by the Patriots. Steve Cook chips it back inside. And Grant Pearson off the line to make the save. And good play that time by the Patriot defense as they got out quickly.
They got off their line very quick, Bob. Something that takes a lot of practice, a lot of timing by your defenders.
It'll be a throw-in for the Patriots.
Good build up here this time, Bob.
I like popcorn. Why wasn't that swirling?
And Joe, the Freehold Boro defense playing back pretty deep, giving the Patriots a lot of room in front, but it looks like the Boro doesn't want to let them get the ball long into that 18-yard area.
Well, that's really not Township style, but the sweeper laying very deep, and they're not really going to allow them to beat. They're not going to be beaten with any through balls. They're going to make them go wide, make them send crosses in, and make them beat them through the midfield. Most of the shots the Township has had have been from the foot of John Duffy in the midfield area.
Now we'll have a throw-in for Freehold Township. Minute 35 remaining in the first half, no score.
Hey! Yeah,
A handball called against the Colonials. It'll be a direct free kick for the Patriots. Nice crowd here tonight, Joe.
Yes, it is. A lot of people came out for this occasion. A lot of soccer fans here at Freehold. Very supportive community to their soccer programs, and it's good to see them out here tonight despite this cold weather.
And again, the Colonials with the good defense. There's a long shot taken way over the top.
That was Corey Schnebel, number 12. Gave it a go from 40 yards away. Very rare that you might see a goal scored from that distance, Bob.
Oh, good move there by David Barry. Had to wait for the ball to come out of the area. Stepped outside the 18, flicked it up in the air, stepped back in, and caught it with his hand.
Tricky, tricky.
It's an old Joe Donahue move from way back.
Believe it or not, I started out as a goalie, Bob. But that didn't last long. I found out that was no fun.
I wouldn't believe that, no.
That was no fun, throwing yourself on the ground like that, and people hit 50-mile-an-hour shots at your body.
Well, there's two guys who are doing a good job at it tonight. David Barry for Freehold Boro and Grant Pearson for Freehold Township. And obviously there's the horn ending the first half. No score between the Patriots of Freehold Township and the Colonials of Freehold Boro. We'll be back with the second half of action right after this. And we're at halftime at Freehold Township. See a beautiful shot of the moon on a beautiful fall evening. No score. Let's go down to Joe Donahue and Coach Bill DePep of Freehold Township.
We're here at halftime with Coach Bill DePep with the Freehold Township team. Bill, your team's nothing here at halftime with the Boro. How did you see the first half so far?
Well, we were certainly getting the shots on them. We've outshot them something like 14-2. We seem to be doing just about everything right except putting the ball in the net. We got to come out this quarter, maybe go a little wider with the ball. We've been jamming it down a little bit at the middle too much. Get it out to the wings and cross and see what we can do on the headers.
What's the extent of Schnebel's injuries, the kid who had to come out of the game?
He was writhing in pain when I first got over there. I think it was just basically a good hard shot on the ankle, and it eased up later on to the point where he was about to stand up and get into his father's car. So I hope he'll be back by our next game.
Okay, good luck here in the second half. Thanks for talking with us. And with us now, we'll bring over the coach of Freehold Township, Heshi Moses. Heshi, so far you're doing well. It's 0-0 at halftime. Freehold Township has had the better of play. You seem to be playing a defensive style. Do you plan to maintain that through the second half, or any changes by your team?
No, this game to us, more than just a Memorial game, is a warm-up for the semifinals for the Central Jersey Championship. We usually play a 4-4-2. We moved an extra guy up. My halfbacks are hanging too close to my fullbacks, so we try to change it. We talked a little bit about the aggressive play or lack of it on my team, so I think you should see a change. It should be a good game in the second half.
You're hoping for them to come out of that a little bit in the second half and push forward a little more?
Well, that's why we're here, yeah.
Okay, thanks for speaking with us at halftime. Good luck the second half. Okay, now back up to Bob Lamberton upstairs as we get ready for the start of tonight's second half.
Thank you, Joe. Some halftime statistics. First shots on goal for Freehold Township. They hammered 11 shots on goal, and Freehold Boro with only 3 saves for goalkeeper Grant Pearson, only forced to come up with 2 saves, and goalkeeper David Barry of Freehold Boro was forced to make 8 saves. Corner kicks, Freehold Township with 2, and Freehold Boro with 1. So statistically, Freehold Township with 9 shots, or 11 shots, excuse me, compared to 3. But the scoreboard, 0-0, and that's what really matters. And we have one more half of action to go, 40 minutes of soccer. It'll be Freehold Boro kicking off. Waiting for the whistle by our referee, Mr. McCrowan. There it is. And second half action has begun. It's John Duffy intercepts for the Township, plays it up to Zimmerman. Zimmerman plays wide to the corner. Knocked across, and Barry off the line again to make the save. So Freehold Township put some pressure on immediately, but Barry again made the save. Duffy heads it on. Boro down the left side. Knocked across, intercepted, and played back to the goalkeeper. And it looks like, Joe, we have a new goalkeeper in the match for Freehold Township, Tim Gooder.
The famous Timmy G, that is, Bob.
Okay, we saw Timmy in our last match at Freehold Township. Cleared away again by the Township. Good ball up the left side. Booth with the good pass. Zimmerman can't get to it. Broken up that time by Jim Coleman. And it'll be a throw-in for the Township. They get it on quickly. That's Duffy. Duffy plays it too wide. It'll be a throw-in now for the Freehold Boro Colonials. No score, 18:35 remaining in the third quarter. Here we'll have a throw-in for Freehold Boro. Taking the throw will be number 7, Ted Burke.
Being asked to move back a few steps, Bob.
Burke with the throw, headed away. And Booth heads out when out of touch. It'll be a throw-in for Freehold Boro. Again, it'll be number 7, Ted Burke, to take the throw. Good move inside that time by Billy Tully. Tries to knock it across, but blocked that time by Greg Shapiro. It'll be a corner kick now for Freehold Boro.
Boro likes to go to the head of Brian Grohl on these. He's a good tall midfielder, gets up in the air very well. He had a couple chances early on headers, and look for him to be moving inside on the far post on this one.
Skorensky's corner, up in the air with the header, and Timmy Gooder with the save.
That was Grohl, as we mentioned, up strong with the header. Got a little, didn't get as much on as he would have liked, and it went to Gooder. Gooder pulled it down easily.
He got a piece of it, but not all of it. Gooder made the save. And with 17 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter, still neither team able to get on the scoreboard.
It was Gooder with his first chance in goal there. It's important that a goalkeeper gets into the game early. He's just off the bench, sitting around in this cold weather through the first half, and he's involved in the match right away, Bob.
Cleared away by Doug Patmore. Billy Tully on the left side. And they play it back. Gooder comes off of his line. So Tim Gooder now surveys the action. Lets the punt go over midfield. Skorensky plays it forward for the Boro. Good defensive play that time by Tom Howe. Stepped in and took it away. And now the ball just being knocked around aimlessly in midfield area. And it'll be a throw-in now for the Patriots. And there's a whistle on the play. Push foul called against number 4, Kenny Finn. There's Kenny right there. It'll be a direct free kick for the Boro.
Kenny's been called for 3 or 4 pushes tonight, Bob. It's a tendency he has to get his hand on his opponent, push him off a little bit. He may get away with it in college, but he's not going to get away with that at the high school level.
So we'll have a throw-in now for Freehold Boro. That's Tully. Tully down the baseline. Great save that time by Gooder. Knocked across. Gooder off his line, stretched out and made the great save.
Now that was not a shot on goal at time, Bob. Tully went down to the end line, cut the ball back across the middle. Gooder doing what he's supposed to do, controlling that goal box, prevented that ball from going across in front of the net, because on the doorstep there was number 2, Pat Preston. Most surely would have been a goal-scoring chance for the Boro.
There's Steve Cook with the ball, but tackled away that time by
Good
Kregel.
tackle.
Excellent tackle. Duffy now in midfield. And stolen away. Here comes number 15. That's Brian Grohl. Grohl down the right side, gets inside the 18, lets the shot go over the top.
Boy, Township got away lucky there. Grohl was able to win the ball in midfield, carry it down the right side. The defense, a slight mistake by Township, the first defensive mistake we've seen them make in 2 games, Bob, but they got away unscathed that time.
So Brian Grohl with the breakaway unscathed. That's quite a word. All right, must be a college guy.
25-cent word that time.
Right. Now it's Joe Higley, knocks it across. Overrun that time by the Freehold Boro player. And the Patriots defense again with a break on that one.
I don't know that he overran it that time, Bob. It appeared he was attempting what is known as a dummy. He tried to dummy the ball to the player running onto it behind him. That is, he fakes an attempt at a shot. I'm not quite sure why he would have done that, though. He was on his 6-yard line all alone, just him and the goalie, Gooter. Apparently a little misunderstanding on that player's part. Freehold Boro coming out very strong here in the second half, dominating play, and Township's going to have to get back in gear. They could be in for their second defeat of the year.
Boro continues to put the pressure on. Freehold Township has already advanced in the state tournament, their opening round game, a big 8-0 victory over Cedar Ridge. So the Patriots scoring 8 goals in their last match, but so far the Colonials have shut them out. And almost a great ball through that time, intended for Pat Preston, but just intercepted by Freehold Township. And here comes Duffy now. Duffy knocks it through, blocked that time by Burke. It'll be a throw-in for Freehold Township.
Coach Moses told us at halftime, we spoke with him, that he was expecting his team to come out much more aggressive this second half, and so far that's exactly what we've seen.
And almost a little mix-up in the area, but goalkeeper Barry picked it up easily, had some words to the Freehold Township player. And now it's number 4, Joe Higley. Ball knocked off of Higley's leg. It'll be a throw-in for the Patriots. Throw-in by Mark Kregel. And we had a whistle. Not sure what that one was.
He called a push in midfield, Bob. As the Township player went up to play that ball, he was given a little nudge in the back. Be a direct kick for Township.
Andy Booth to take the direct. To the left side. Duffy settles. It'll be a throw-in for Freehold Township. John Duffy to take the throw. Now the referee has changed his mind. It'll be a throw-in for the Boro. Ted Burke takes the throw. Booth knocks it long. Cleared away that time by John Bubel. And the Patriots with another throw-in. So Freehold Township looking to put some pressure on now. Kenny Finn with the throw-in. Inside the box. And cleared away that time by Steve Cook.
What a wasted opportunity there, Bob. Kenny Finn with a good long throw-in. Nobody there.
There's a good move on the right side. Shot off the bar. Shot score! Freehold Township takes a 1-0 lead. Looks like it was Zimmerman. And let's take a look at that one on our replay.
The ball was taken down the right side. Good move on the right wing. Flighted into the middle. Corey Schnebel was able to beat his man. Zimmerman with the original shot, volleyed it right out of the air, took it very well, came off the bar. No one was able to handle it. Came right back to Todd Zimmerman. He put it away on the second try.
So how many times do you see that happen, Joe? One team comes out, puts the pressure on, the other team takes it back. First real good opportunity, bang, they put it in the back of the net, and now it's Freehold Township 1 and the Boro 0.
Well, Zimmerman took those 2 shots like a professional. The first one out of the air on a full volley, very difficult to do. Made it look easy, but he got it up a little too high, knocked it off the post, but stayed with it. He hung tough, played it on the rebounds, and Township leads 1-0. Freehold Boro, Bob, was calling for a offsides on that goal, but they weren't no avail. They weren't going to get it. Here the game's been stopped. We're going to see a yellow card. There was a kick was given to a player away from the play. We're not sure who is going to be the guilty culprit.
Referee Bill McCrowan.
We haven't ascertained who he's given the yellow card to, but it was one of the Freehold Boro players. Hopefully we can find that number out for you.
And he built a pep with a little cold tonight, as you can see.
we all got a little cold tonight, Bob. It's pretty hard to talk when your teeth are chattering.
John Duffy to put in play for the Patriots.
So it looks like it will be a free kick for the Freehold Township Patriots. Chipped inside, flicked on, cleared away. Booth knocks it back in, and we're going to have an offside. That time the Freehold Boro offside trap successful.
Well, Bob, anytime you elect to use the Freehold Boro's offsides trap, it's a very dangerous thing that you're attempting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You're depending on too many things. The ability of the referees to be in position to make that offsides call all the time, the ability of your players to always get out of your end in a hurry, and the inability of the other team to beat the offsides trap. So Freehold Township has shown good imagination in their ability to beat the offsides trap, and it backfired for Boro once, and it cost them a goal.
Okay, that was Tom Howe who played it back to the goalkeeper, David Barry. Freehold Township on top by a score of 1-0 with 9:48 remaining in the third quarter. It was Todd Zimmerman scoring Freehold Township's goal. And the Patriots looking for more here.
Patriots throw in with less than 10 to go in the half.
And a weak shot taken, handled by Barry easily. Played forward.
It was a handball on John Duffy that time. Ball bounced up, hit him below the elbow, called a handball in the midfield area.
So it's a free kick for Freehold Boro. Skorunski to take the kick. Duffy comes away with it. And that was number 6. Dave Pellin couldn't quite keep it on. Throw in for the Boro. Good move that time by Kenny Finn. Pellin knocks it up the left side. Zimmerman tries to chase it down, but cleared away by Jim Coleman.
They're going to make him bring that one back. He threw it in about 20 yards upfield from where the ball went out of bounds. Good call by the official.
Kenny Finn with the throw in. John Duffy. Duffy pulls it back, switches the field nicely. They keep it on, play it back to Greg Shapiro. And a foul called against the Colonials. Free kick for the Patriots. That's John Duffy. Tackled away, though, by Ted Burke. And Preston comes away with it. Plays it out wide to number 16. That's Timmy Coleman.
Ted Burke with the chip and intercept. Ray Flood.
Andy Booth plays it forward. Headed away. Pellin knocks to the corner. Zimmerman tries to cross it. Blocked that time by number 8, Jim Coleman. And it'll be a corner kick for the Patriots with 7:16 remaining in the third quarter. Freehold Township on top, 1-0 over the Colonials of Freehold Boro.
See what they try in this corner, Bob. The last time they tried, when they played a low liner to the near post, let's see what they do here.
Schnebel knocks it across. And we'll have a whistle. Looks like there was a foul called against Kenny Finn. There's Kenny right there, number 4 for the Patriots.
That time they flighted their corner deep to the far post, looking for the header of Kenny Finn. Kenny was guilty of a pushing foul that time. Boy, Finn and Duffy really work well together in midfield, Bob. It's been one of the keys to Freehold Township's success this year, I'm sure.
And as you well know, usually one of the keys to any team, you have to have that good midfield play.
Their midfield play is more than good, Bob. It's exceptional. I think that's why they're doing so well this year. As Coach DePep told us at halftime, they're going to look to use the width of the field a little more, get their midfielders more involved, and so far they've been able to do that, and as a result have a 1-goal lead. The goal they scored again tonight came from a cross from Corey Schnebel on the wing, very similar to all 4 of the goals scored against CBA. We were here a week ago, and all the goals that Freehold scored came from their wing play. It's been very effective in the 2 games we've seen them, and I'm sure it's been one of the keys to their attack all year.
And it's been a very effective attack as they're 17-1 on the season. As we mentioned, they defeated Cedar Ridge in their first state tournament game, first game in Group 4 by a score of 8-0. So they certainly showed Cedar Ridge that they have some firepower.
Well, it's a nice tribute to the power of shore soccer.
Duffy with a left-footed shot wide to the right. And I'd like to remind everyone that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. we'll be bringing you, that's Sunday night, we'll be bringing you the finals in the Monmouth Ocean County Soccer Tournament. The Monmouth County champions, Wall Township, taking on the Ocean County champions, Toms River East. And Joe, that certainly should be a great game also.
Yes, it should, Bob. I had the opportunity to see Toms River East in that Ocean County final last Monday night against Toms River North. A great game it was. Went into a shootout and 2 overtimes and the whole deal. And Toms River East, a very fine team. As we know, Wall's having another great year. Should be a great matchup. I hope you all tune in and see that one.
Well, we saw St. Rose in the Monmouth County final against St. Rose and Wall in that one. 4-2 victory for Wall Township, and we've said it many times, but it's hard to believe, but Wall just keeps rolling and rolling.
Well, they'll have a good test with Toms River East Sunday night, and I'm looking forward to that one myself.
And we know that George Gelnovach will not be with the Wall team tomorrow night in that match, and that certainly could be a factor.
Well, they've missed him for 1 game already. They were able to win it against Point Borough. Toms River East won't be another Point Borough, but they have enough quality players that they can cover up for the loss of a George Gelnovach.
No question about it. George will be traveling with the United States Junior National Team. And that game between Wall Township and Toms River East actually being played right now as you're watching this game.
Well, it's amazing how we can be 2 places at once.
It sure is. We try to give the western part of the county a game, the eastern part, and any other part of the county that's interested. And
danger for the Patriots. The Patriots will
throw in for Freehold Township now with 3:35 to go. 1-0 Freehold Township on top. And don't forget, on Monday night at 7 p.m. we'll have our high school football coverage for you. It'll be Manasquan taking on Asbury Park, so tune in to Bob Hartman and George Connie for all that action. That's Monday night at 7. And that game will be played at Asbury Park, and certainly a sports-filled weekend for all of our TV 34 viewers.
Gives them a little something to do to alleviate the frustration that our pro football strike, Bob. Nice move. Beautiful move.
They get it outside now to Kenny Finn. Finn with a nice ball to Duffy. Maybe a little bit too long, though. Duffy runs it down.
Using the width of the field well here. Good build-up in midfield.
Just what Coach DePep said he'd like to see his team do in the second half. And that's where their goal came from. And there was a misplay there by Ted Burke, but it was looked like he was a genius. He played it right back to Barry. I don't think he intended to do that.
He didn't, but it worked out in his favor. That whole play started, Bob, when Mark Kriegel took the ball from his own defensive third, made a great move, was able to win the ball, pushed it up to the middle third. The midfielders moved the ball all the way across from the left to the right, using Finn, Duffy, and then they went up front to Zimmerman, and Burke was able to make the defensive play. Good one or not, he made the play.
And that's what counts. Now Freehold Boro uses some space in midfield.
Room to counterattack here.
Good ball through, down the left side. There's a shot and a save by Gooder, and he smothers it. And let's take a look at that one on the replay. It was number 10, Billy Tully, down the left side.
Billy Tully, as we said, a lot of room on that counterattack. Ball was played through to him on the left wing. He was able to beat his man, had a tough angle to shoot from, let it fly. Burke was able to knock it down and cover it up. Gooder, rather, was able to knock it down and cover it up. Good play all around. Good shot, good save.
And there's another ball inside, and again Gooder off the line.
Gooder's looking very impressive in the nets here in the second half, Bob. Anytime he's been called upon, he's been there and done the job.
And now it's John Bubel now for Freehold Boro. Plays to the corner again to Billy Tully. Tom Howe with the throw-in for the Boro.
Boro has had more scoring opportunities here in this third quarter than they had in the entire first half, but so far Gooder's been up to the task. He's had a much harder day of it than his counterpart and teammate Grant Pearson did in the first half.
That's Coleman with the ball now for the Boro. Duffy tries a tackle. Coleman keeps it, blocked that time by Andy Booth. Again to the corner. And it looked like Billy Tully wanted the call for being taken down. No call on that one.
It's been called, Bob. Yes, it was called. The fans just couldn't hear the whistle. The crowd's being very noisy now. They couldn't hear the whistle being blown at the time.
Glad to see that one was called.
Yes, that was definitely a foul, no doubt about it. And rightfully called by Art Oberg on the far sideline, our official for tonight's game.
So it'll be a free kick for Freehold Boro. But before
right after
that,
we get a
they're gonna
yellow
stop
card.
the game, and looks like a caution will be given. Referee Art Oberg talking to the Freehold Township players.
I'm gonna be on channel 34.
So referee Oberg moves the Freehold Patriot wall back. It'll be a free kick for the Colonials of Freehold Boro with 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Good opportunity here for the Boro. Shot taken, blocked by the wall. And tackled away. Shot was taken that time by Tim Cohen, or Coleman, excuse me.
Good job of the defense there, Bob. They set up a nice wall. The ball was knocked right into it. They didn't budge an inch. Then when it bounced right back to Tim Cohen, they were able to make the tackle and take the ball back from him.
So there's the horn ending the third quarter of play. You see goalkeeper Grant Pearson warming up on the sideline with the score Freehold Township 1 and Freehold Boro nothing. And we'll be back with the final 20 minutes of high school soccer action right after this.
Hi, I am Pat Dilsey. If you're a Rutgers...
And welcome back to Freehold Township. We're ready to begin the fourth quarter of action. Freehold Township on top by a score of 1-0. And there's the head of the Freehold Township Patriots, the athletic director, the leader of the Bernie Goldwater show here in Freehold Township, A.D. Bernie Goldwater. Our thanks to Bernie again. You can see he loves to be on camera. Our thanks to him for all of his help in setting up tonight's match. And obviously, Bernie Goldwater, a happy guy and always cooperative whenever we come up here.
Yes, he does a real nice job up here with the Freehold Township Athletic Program, and it's always a pleasure to come up here and work with him and his teams.
I just wish that next time we come up here that he'll turn the heat on and get the temperature down a little bit. I asked him if he had the heat on in the press box. It's an open box, and he said it's up as high as he can get it.
Frostbite's definitely set in up here, Bob. I don't know about you, but my toes are non-existent right about now.
Well, the press box, excellent facility, a lot of room for a lot of people, and right now we have a lot of people in here trying to keep warm.
Bob, sometimes, we mentioned earlier that Freehold Township has already played their first round game in the state tournament. They've won 8-0. There's the Freehold Township cheerleaders trying to jump around, keep warm, keep the blood circulating.
They were all cheering for Mr. Goldwater as he walked through, I'm sure.
Anyway, as we were saying, Freehold Township already played one game in the state tournament, and it's really difficult to get your team mentally ready to play regular season games such as this when the state tournament is already in progress. So that may account for some of the sluggishness on the part of both these teams. However, they're still giving us a good account of themselves. They're giving us some great soccer action.
And the Patriots lead at 1-0 now.
Freehold Boro really came out strong that third quarter. Both teams with 3 shots on goal in the third quarter. And the game evened out a little bit more. But it's funny how that happens, and Freehold Township gets their only goal.
Okay, there's a mistake in the defense, but no goal is scored.
That very nearly was one that time, Bob. Boy, a mix-up in the Freehold Boro defense. The ball was allowed to run through. It was number 6, I believe, for Freehold Township. Was able to come down. Dave Pelland came through and was saved. Good save was made by Dave Barry.
Okay, and it'll be a corner kick now for the Patriots. In-swinger taken, flighted inside, on the ground, nobody can get it. Cleared away that time by the Freehold Boro defense.
Very effective corner kick that time.
Goalkeeper was screened on that one. Had anyone from Freehold Township been able to get a foot on it, might have been dangerous. But the Boro defense did its job once again. They got it back. Grant Pearson back in the match now for Freehold Township.
Boro turned that corner kick opportunity for Township into an immediate counterattack of their own. They came back out very strong, had a good chance. Just for an inch or two, they may have had a breakaway of their own.
And cleared again. That's Steve Kinder now plays it to the corner, gets it out wide to Tommy Howe. Howe on the right side keeps control, knocks a low drive across, and Pearson comes off his line to smother that one. And next week we'll be beginning. Think I can talk, Joe? Help me out.
Your lips must be frozen, Bob.
Okay, next week we'll start our TV34 high school soccer tournament action. You'll have to tune into your TV34 station, watch our listings to let you know the exact teams that will be on. It's the only way you'll know who's on. We'll have games featuring Neptune, St. Rose, Wall, Freehold Township. Manasquan, I believe, qualified for the state tournament.
Yes, they did. They had a winning season this year. One of their better years in recent history.
And I just got word that Manasquan has unfortunately been eliminated from the state tournament, so we won't be able to bring you any Manasquan state tournament coverage, but Manasquan certainly came back from a tough year last year, had an excellent season this year, and congratulations to Tony Tribino and all of his players. We saw Tony Tribino and the Manasquan Big Blue against St. Rose, and they gave St. Rose everything that they could handle.
They played a real nice match against the Purple Roses. They were unfortunate to lose 1-0, but they gave them a good run for their money, just as Freehold Boro is doing here to Township. We still have plenty of time left, Bob. 16, 17 minutes to play, and Boro's certainly not out of this one yet.
Yeah, we also had a look earlier in the season at the Manalapan Braves, coached by Scott Ridley, the other team in our viewing area, and congratulations to Scott as the Manalapan Braves captured the developmental bracket in the Monmouth County tournament. So a very young team. We talked to Scott in our preview show on the fall athletic season, and Scott really had a very young team, and he looks for big things next season.
Bob, I was able to catch most of that game. Manalapan looked very impressive, was able to beat Middletown North 4-3 in the developmental bracket, and they've developed for next year. Developmental it was with that young team, as you mentioned. Look for some good things out of Manalapan's team next season.
That's Duffy now in the midfield area. 1-0 Freehold Township on top with 16:10 remaining in the match. Taken away by the Borough. They look for the quick counterattack. Good ball through.
Good tackle.
Good tackle is 3 Freehold Township.
What a nice tackle by Andy Booth that was.
Chase
Andy
down
Booth.
Tommy Howe.
Rolling Borough. Preston controls the Borough.
And that's going to be a corner kick for Freehold Boro. 15:35 remaining. Corner kick for the Borough. To take it is Jim Coleman. Coleman on the right side of the field. And let's take a look at it from across the field now. You can see the Freehold defense set up. And they're going to decide to let number 1, Rich Skarunsky, take it.
And Skarunsky will be taking it with his right foot, which means it will be an outswinger, which means it will curve away from goaltender Grant Pearson.
Curves it across. Pearson gets a fist on it, punches it away.
Pearson way off his line that time.
The shot was taken by Higley, but blocked. It's a throw-in for Freehold Boro. Good move by Corey Schnebel. He turns with it, comes away with it, plays it forward, and intercepted and knocked away that time by John Bubel. But the Patriots win it back. Good ball intended for Zimmerman, almost open, but just blocked. And the Patriots keep control.
Dean is great.
And we have a whistle on the play. Referee McCrowan blowing the whistle, or excuse me, Oberg blowing the whistle on the far side of the field. None of the players heard it. Play continued, but the whistle was blown. They'll bring the ball back. It'll be a free kick.
It was a push on Freehold Township's Patriots. It'll be a free kick for the Borough.
So direct free kick now for the Colonials. 14 minutes remaining in the final period. 1-0 Freehold Township on top. Corey Schnebel one times it to Zimmerman, but intercepted nicely. Good idea that time.
Nicely tried. It would have been a beautiful wall pass, or 1-2, as we coaches sometimes call it. Good tackle. That was a good, hard, clean tackle. He was on the ball first.
Played back that time to Pearson. He chases it down, catches up to it, and Grant Pearson will bring it out slowly. Flips it out to Booth. Jim Coleman with some good footwork to buy time as he looked for someone to help him out.
Freehold Township's employing some high pressure on the backs. Boro's backs, when they take the ball down, Township's forwards really running hard at him, trying to force a mistake. They've nearly come away with a mistake or two in the early going here.
We'll have a throw in for the Patriots. 12:40 remaining now in the match. Freehold Township's one goal scored by Todd Zimmerman. There's been some good opportunities for the Boro, but the goalkeepers for Freehold Township, Grant Pearson and Tim Gooter, both played very well so far.
Yes, they have, Bob.
Jim Coleman plays it forward. Patmore knocks it down.
Patmore does a nice job at the sweeper position, Bob. He stepped through on that one, knocked it down to his own feet with his head, played it out of his own end very calmly. So far, he's been very successful back there in the defense.
Played a very steady game all night. And that time he had control. He was pushed a little bit. See a good ground level shot there.
Throw me out this door, man.
And there's the free kick taken, intercepted that time by number 15, Brian Grohl.
Grohl's had a very nice game in center midfield for Freehold Boro. He's had some of their good scoring opportunities, very strong in the air. He's done a nice job of distributing the ball on the ground for him. He's been one of the brighter spots for the Boro team tonight's match.
And right now the match seems to have moved into a battle between the 35 and 35 yard lines. Neither team penetrating too much in the last 5 or 8 minutes. It'll be a throw in now for the Colonials. They have 11 minutes and 8 seconds to get on the scoreboard. And Joe, the Freehold Boro defense moved up a little bit more.
There's that high pressure we just mentioned, Bob. They're really running at those Boro backs, trying to make them make mistakes. There was one there. Township was able to maintain possession.
Throw into the corner. There was a whistle on the play.
Called a dangerous play, Bob. The player from Boro was down on the ground. The ball was being played. Dangerous play it was.
The ball flighted into the middle. And off the line is Barry to make the save. Kenny Finn got a little bit of his head on it.
Finn did get a piece of it. Didn't quite get enough on it. Wasn't able to direct it goalward. And Barry came off his line and smothered it.
It's John Duffy now in the midfield. Higley plays it. And Patmore plays it back easily to Pearson.
Making it look easy back there, Bob.
9:40 remaining, fourth quarter. 1-0 Freehold Township on top of Freehold Boro. Patriots now on the left side. And they come up with another throw-in.
Patriots prefer to use those short throw-ins, Bob. They have their men check back toward the ball. And very often tonight we've seen them head or knock the ball with their feet back to the player who took the original throw-in. They like to build up near the ball, and they don't really use that long throw-in very often.
And that's Kevin Duffy running into the game now for Freehold Township. Kevin wearing number 1 tonight for the Patriots.
Kevin came on in the first half for a little while and was very effective while he was in there.
And another throw-in now for the Patriots. 8 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the match. 1-0 Freehold Township on top of Freehold Boro. And so far, Joe, with 8:29 remaining in this John McKim Memorial Game, it's been an excellent game. Both teams playing real hard, but very cleanly, and excellent high school soccer.
Yes, it has been. Good tackle in midfield by Skoronsky. I'll tell you, the action's starting to pick up now in the last 10 minutes. Boro trying to push forward, realizing they need one goal just to equalize with a great Township team. Township being forced to put out a little more effort than they would like. And this is probably their last regular season match. And it should be an interesting 8 minutes left.
So the throw-in now taken by the Boro. They trail it 1-0. Freehold Township controlling the midfield area, just trying to knock balls into the offensive end of the field and hope they can pick up at least one more. They certainly could use one more insurance goal. On the other hand, the Boro looking to equalize. They'll put some pressure on, and that's Skoronsky tackling it away. Grohl plays it forward, intercepted again by the Patriots. It'll be a throw-in by Andy Booth.
A little tough to head that one. It was at his knees, Bob, but Zimmerman somehow got his head onto it.
And here come the Patriots on the attack now. Good ball through, trying to get it to Duffy.
They've still got...
And it's going to be a push called against number 1, Kevin Duffy. Good call that time by a referee, Bill McCrone, as Duffy tried to get through the defensive player and tried to push him right out of the way.
Township defense is giving a little too much room up front. Boro still employing their counterattacking tactics, knocking balls up to their center forward, trying to run quickly out of defense, and Township is getting caught running straight back at their own goal, sometimes allowing too much room for the Boro players to turn and face their goal. However, they still haven't allowed any in the net, and that's the name of the game. They've done a great job defensively.
Right.
A shutout for 75 minutes here, and if they can hold on for 5 more. Oh!
There's a dangerous opportunity. Pearson came off his line, and it will be a corner kick for Freehold Boro. Grant Pearson came off his line very smartly, forced the shot to be taken a little bit sooner than the Freehold player would have liked to have taken it, and managed to mishit it, and it's going to be a corner kick now for the Colonials with 5:55 remaining in the match.
They've given a corner kick to Freehold Boro. It didn't look like it was over the line at all. It was very difficult to see from the angle that the referee had. I think he fell for the players calling for it to be a corner kick, and a corner kick it will be, so Freehold Township was going to have to stop this attempt.
And here comes the corner. Up in the air, Pearson way up and snares it out of the air. Good play by Grant Pearson.
Yes, Pearson did very well. Went up very high and strong with 2 Boro attackers right on his back. Went up high, was able to pull it down. Very good job by the keeper.
And Grant Pearson was issued a yellow card right before that corner kick for throwing the ball far away after the corner was called. Caution against Pearson, but he came up with a big save on that corner kick. It's going to be a throw-in for Freehold Township. 5:24 remain in the match. Patriots on top, 1-0. Patriots hoping that Todd Zimmerman's goal will hold up here.
Good move.
It's Corey Schnebel. Good move, looks for the shot, lets it go, and scores! Great goal by Corey Schnebel. Went to his left, let it fly, and put it in the upper corner. And let's take a look at that one on our replay.
Well, this all started with those short throw-ins we talked about. Schnebel checked back toward Finn. Finn threw it to his feet, very important, to his feet. Schnebel made 2 moves, beat his defender, took the ball from his left foot to his right, let go a right-footed drive into the upper right-hand corner, and that should do it. Freehold Township should be able to hold on for 5 more minutes. It's going to be very, very difficult for Freehold Boro to pull back 2 goals now at this late point in the match.
And that's Corey Schnebel wearing number 12. Just put that one away up in the upper right-hand corner of the net. Score 2-0 now, the Patriots on top.
For Corey, a very productive night. He had the assist on the first goal by Todd Zimmerman, and now he's got the second goal himself. With an assist on this one going to Kenny Finn. So for Schnebel, a goal and assist, not bad for a night's work.
Not at all, and Corey Schnebel scoring, making it 2-0. Corey's brother Craig was taken away earlier, and his father's car was shaken up, and they took him over to the hospital for precautionary x-rays. Let's hope that he's okay. The Patriots certainly need both Schnebels on the field for the state tournament, as you look at number 4, Kenny Finn. And it's played back to goalkeeper David Barry. 4:39 remaining in the match. Freehold Township 2, and Freehold Boro nothing.
It's really something, Bob, how both Freehold Township's goals were scored within a minute after a great scoring opportunity for Freehold Boro. Boro had just then been down in Township's end, had gotten a corner kick after a great attempt on goal that Pearson was able to come out and smother, and then Township comes right back down the other end and makes another great goal.
Patriots control up to
And now Freehold Boro on the attack. They're looking to get on the scoreboard. They trail at 2-1 with only 3:58 remaining in the match, but instead it's the Patriots going the other way. Down the right side, knocked across, and off the line is David Barry.
Shapiro making a real nice run from his right fullback spot. Took the ball all the way down the right flank, crossed it in front, too close to the line, and Barry was able to get it.
And again, Barry comes off the line smartly to knock that one away, and it'll be a corner kick for Freehold Township.
Boy, Township really pouring it on here at the end.
And David Barry having an excellent game in the nets. Really couldn't do anything on either of the goals that the Patriots have scored. He's come off the line well, controlled the 18-yard box well, and unfortunately, Freehold Township putting two great shots in the net, and there's a corner kick across, headed away.
Oh, good ball.
Knock it back, and again, Barry there to make the save.
What a nice ball. Schnebel took that ball after the ball, came back to him, was headed out by the defense, came to him rather than just panicking, knocking it back in, played a real nice low grounder to a halfback coming onto it, hammered a hard shot at goal. Barry was able to knock it down, cover up the rebound.
Booth knocks it forward.
A lot of room for Zimmerman. Good build-up. Good run.
Kenny Finn now. Finn with the shot over the top. Got it off quickly. And Joe, that's a skill very difficult to teach a player to get the shot off quickly. Kenny Finn got it off real fast that time.
Gave it a quick touch from his left to right foot, similar to the move that Corey Schnebel made for the goal just moments earlier. Took a good hard shot. There's Kenny now. Took a good hard shot, but didn't get over it quite enough. Knocked it over the bar.
Well, we have 2 minutes remaining in the match now. 2-0, the Patriots lead it.
Sorry, tackle by Schnebel, broken up by Patmore.
Patmore does such a nice job back there at sweeper, Bobby.
Very
composed, right? Doesn't panic back there, which is very important in your sweeper. Have him maintain his composure at all times. And Patmore seems to fit that bill for Township.
So they play it to the corner now. That's number 10, Tully. Knocks it across, but behind the net.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Tully gave that one away, unfortunately, for the Colonials of Freehold Boro. We have a minute and a half remaining, 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. Freehold Township leads it 2-0 over the Colonials of Freehold Boro. And it'll be a goal kick now for Freehold Township.
Tully was away on the left flank that time. Had a lot of time. Looked up maybe a little bit too soon. Took his eye off the ball and wasn't able to bring it back out in front of the net where he wanted it. Unlucky for him.
And don't forget, tomorrow night at 7 p.m., it'll be the big Monmouth Ocean County final. Toms River East taking on the Crimson Knights of Wall Township, and that should be an outstanding soccer match. The winner of that one certainly can call themselves the King of the Shore this year. And on Monday night, Manasquan will take on Asbury Park in our TV 34 high school soccer football game of the week. State tournament action will be brought to you next week. We're not sure which matches we'll be bringing you, so tune into your TV 34 listings. And hopefully it'll be a full month filled with state tournament soccer action. Let's hope that all of our shore area teams continue on in the state tournament.
As we said earlier, Bob, we started to mention the Freehold Township's 8-0 win over Cedar Ridge. It's really nice to see these shore teams. We all pull for each other. We always hope we can bring back 1, 2, or more state tournament championships each year, and we can always count on Wall to bring one with us, and hopefully they can do that again this year.
Well, they've done it 4 times in a row, looking for number 5. But right now, I think their thoughts are more geared towards Toms River East and capturing the first Monmouth Ocean final. You can maybe able to hear the countdown in the background. Freehold Township will win it 2-0 over the Colonials of Freehold Boro. Joe, outstanding ball game. The first John McKim Memorial High School soccer match between Freehold Township and Freehold Boro. The spirit of the McKim game really got off on a great start. The players put on a great performance tonight.
And here you see them out there in a good show of sportsmanship, congratulating each other. It was a nice match to watch. Both teams played well. Boro, very nice defensive job, some good counterattacking chances, unable to put any away. Freehold Township able to come away with 2 late goals, one in the 3rd quarter, one in the 4th. Pulled away for a 2-0 victory, their 18th win of the year. What's that make them now, Bob? 18-1? Great season for Freehold Township.
18-1 and looking for more in the state tournament, the Group 4 playoffs. So we mentioned that if Wall Township wins it, they'll call themselves King of the Shore. Freehold Township, unable to participate in that Monmouth County tournament, they may feel differently about it.
Well, I'm sure that Freehold Township and Bill DePep would love to have had a shot at Wall this year. Unfortunately, they've been moved up to Group 4. Maybe that is fortunate. They won't have to meet Wall. Maybe we can bring home 2 state champions, one in Group 4 and one in Group 3, which would be nice to have. So, unfortunately, those 2 teams not able to meet this year, but I think you're going to get a lot of heat, Bob, if you call Wall the King of the Shore and omit this Freehold Township team. They're a real fine team, very impressive. We've seen them twice now, and we really like their style of play, and we wish best of luck to them in the state tournament.
And you see Bernie Goldwater trying to get the bullhorn to work. He has a special presentation to make. And you know, Joe, I'm sure you'd agree, we'd like nothing better than to be down at the site of the state tournament finals this year and bringing you St. Rose in the Parochial A finals, see either Neptune or Freehold Township in the Group 4 finals, see Wall Township in the Group 3 finals, and that certainly would be a great thrill for the players, and I know we'd love to be there also.
Possibly even Raritan in Group 3, Bob. They've been moved to Group 3. They'll be giving Wall fits, I'm sure, in the 2nd or 3rd round of the state tournament, should they both advance, which I'm confident they will. Don't forget Mater Dei was also the Parochial B state champion last year. So we had 3 sure state champions last year, and I hope we can at least equal or better that again this season.
Okay, so good luck to all of our shore area teams. Obviously, we're especially rooting for the teams in our viewing area. And right now they're going to present the John McKim Memorial Trophy. Some of the players going across the field to the far side of the field. And let's not forget about Freehold Boro tonight, Joe. They really came out and put on an inspired performance. They had some excellent scoring opportunities. If it wasn't for the goalkeeping of Grant Pearson and Tim Gooder, I'm sure they would have put some in the back of the net. So the Boros come on and really done a great job. And they're 13-6 right now, so they're certainly having a good season also.
Oh, that's nothing to scoff at. 13-6 is a fine year in anyone's book. Township having an exceptional year. Boro, another fine year by them. We saw real good performances tonight by Brian Grohl, a senior midfielder. He had a real nice game, very strong in the air, a couple good scoring opportunities. Pat Preston made things happen up front for Freehold Boro. Unluckily for them, they weren't able to put one in the back of the net, but they gave a good account of themselves, and they'll be heard from in the future.
And on the far side of the field, the John McKim Memorial Trophy being presented to Freehold Township. They capture this first John McKim Memorial soccer game by a score of 2-0 over Freehold Boro. And as the ceremony has concluded, Freehold Township has won this game 2-0. Tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the Wall Township Toms River East match. You see Grant Pearson with the trophy. For Bob Lampinen, this is Joe Donahue saying so long and thanks for watching the game.
Each year,